set to bring you Wednesday afternoon baseball from the O.co Coliseum. It is the rubber game of this three-game series. Rich Harden will take them out looking for his fifth win of the year. So the A's will try to win the series against the Angels. They have played very well against the Angels this year. Third and final game of the series. A's and Angels coming up on Comcast Sportsnet California. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. You saw Rich Harden. He'll pitch for the A's. Jared Weaver will pitch for the Angels. And Ray Weaver has always been a very good pitcher, and he has actually taken it to the next level this year.
Well, there's no doubt. And the most important thing, he signed with the Angels long term. He decided he was not going to be a free agent in next year. And why not? He wanted to be in Southern California. He's an outstanding pitcher. I think a lot can be said about the way he pitches. As Dan Herron said, he can throw about 5 or 6 different fastballs by taking fastball speed off the straight one. And there's no doubt he's an outstanding pitcher with a lot of different pitches. The A's had him shut them out at the beginning of the season. They know what to expect today. It's unfortunate they need to try to win the series with Jared Weaver on the mound.
And the Angels know where they stand in the standings. 3 behind the first-place Rangers, and the Rangers will play later on. They have a night game at home against the Indians. So Angels will try to put some pressure on the Rangers. We'll have lineups at first pitch when we come back. It's the A's and the Angels. Rubber game of the series from the Coliseum.
On Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by AT&T, by 95.7 The Game, the Bay Area's only FM sports station, and by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
Welcome back to the O.co Coliseum. Afternoon baseball here in Oakland. The third and final game of the series, rubber game of the series. The Athletics hosting the Angels. Lineup cards being exchanged at home plate. The A's have yet to take the field. They will do that momentarily. Game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 62 degrees. Just a few puffy clouds in the sky. Sunshine. And it's going to be a nice day for baseball. The A's won on Monday night 6-3. The Angels won last night by the same score, 6-3. As the A's take the field, all white uniforms today, with the starting pitcher, Rich Harden. And the Angels will try to put a little pressure on the Texas Rangers. Rangers will play tonight.
We talked about how it's always nice to play before another team plays. In case of the Angels, they will try to win this one, knowing that the Rangers tonight will have seen the result of this game.
Lineup for the Angels: Ibar, Kendrick, Abreu, Hunter, Trumbo, Callaspo, Wells, Borges, and Mathis.
Rich Harden pitching for the Athletics. He's not started since the 5th of September, and that was against the Kansas City Royals, so he got some extra time, considering this is the 13th, so he got about 3 extra days. He was supposed to pitch Sunday in Texas, so they decided to back him off a little bit, give him a little bit extra rest. 1 start against the Angels this year. That was part of the scheduled doubleheader on the 16th of July, which picked up a no decision, but did strike out 9 against the Angels. One of those games where he had his fastball and his changeup working perfectly.
A's lineup defensively like this: Willingham, Sweeney, and DeJesus in the outfield. Sizemore, Pennington, Sogard, and Allen on the infield, with Kurt Suzuki again behind the plate.
Guys, I've got a proposition for the Oakland Athletics.
All right.
They lost their 81st last night. How about winning 14 straight to finish 81-81?
Okay.
Starting today.
Well, they won 4 straight last year to finish 81-81.
But that's a nice goal, isn't it? Want to get to 500? Starting today.
You know what? You can't win 14 in a row unless you win today. That's what I'm saying.
And we're going to say it tomorrow. And the Tigers, forget it. They're going to be coming in here trying to celebrate.
So we got lots of things we're pulling for. A big, long winning streak. Keep the Tigers from celebrating. Get Josh Willingham his 100 RBIs.
That's right.
We have things we're pulling for here. Never a dull moment. First pitch of the ball game is a fastball in for a strike. So we're underway.
First pitch, 12:38.
Ibar, Kendrick, Abreu, the top 3 for the Angels. Rich Harden looking for his 5th win of the year. The second pitch of the game is lofted towards Sweeney, over into left center field, and that's out number 1.
Yeah, the Dodge Chargers are keys to the game. A's won 14 straight. No. RSP continues to haunt the A's. Runners in scoring position. That's what they
Not rest in peace. Runners in scoring position.
And for Rich Harden, strikeouts are great. Don't want to give up any runs, though. Rest in peace. R.I.P.
Well, Rich Harden, he's been terrific striking people out this year. No doubt about that. 82 strikeouts in 68 innings. And those are terrific numbers. But the ERA is 4.74. So he has pitched well at times, and other times he has struggled. And we've seen him this year, Ray, where he'll have a game where he strikes out a lot of guys, but still will give up 3-4 runs.
And when he gives up a home run, it's usually on a changeup. It's a fastball back up the middle, falling behind 2-0. But the start he made against the Angels, they gave up 3 runs, coming with 2 outs, with 2 home runs. Wells and Trumbo. There's no doubt if he has the changeup and fastball working, which he's very capable, he almost becomes unhittable.
Lance Barksdale will call balls and strikes. Adrian Johnson at first, Field and Culver at second, and the crew chief, Gary Cedarstrom, down at third. So Bobby Abreu steps up. First pitch to Abreu is low. The Angels are 81-67 on the season. They are 37-36 on the road. And they are 25-25 against the AL West. That includes the games, obviously, against the Athletics, where the A's have won 9 of the 15 games played this year between these two teams.
Well, throughout the course of the competition between the two teams, the runs differential have been very low. And usually if One team wins, it's usually about 1 run.
That one's going to drop into left field for a base hit. Abreu just bloops one in.
Well, Richie has had trouble at times in the first inning. This one, really not much he could do with Bobby Abreu, who makes contact more times than not, and this time he just drops the ball in front of Josh Willingham in left field. But there have been times, of course, the one that's most memorable against Toronto, bases loaded, air, 2 walks, 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts. He is capable of doing that. Numbers for him against the Angels, 6-3 career.
He got a win last year pitching for the Rangers against the Angels. No decision this year in 1 start. And the first pitch to Torrey Hunter is a strike.
Brandon Allen playing off the bag at first base. Bobby Abreu, the trailing runner, just kind of turned and looking at second base, watching the runner at second base, and Kendrick, see if he's going to run. He's in the starting blocks. Is Abreu to be able to run if Kendrick should decide to go on his own. I know many of the Angels do not have the green light. Most of them just, like Socia says, if you feel you can get a jump, don't wait for a steal sign.
That one's bounced. Sogard to his left makes a nice play out at second. Throw to first. Double play. Nicely done by the Athletics. 4-6-3, and the Angels do not score. Here's the Athletics lineup. Cliff Pennington's going to lead off today. No Jamal Weeks. Kurt Suzuki slides up to the second spot. Matsui the DH. Willingham in left. Jesus in right. Sizemore in third. Sweeney in center. Allen at first. And Sogard in the ninth spot playing second base.
And they call him Dreamweaver. And boy, he makes everybody happy when he pitches for the Angels. And he has done very well against the Athletics. And of course, as we mentioned, he signed a long-term contract before becoming a free agent to stay in the Halos uniform. He's from Southern California, and a lot of people around baseball very happy and proud of the fact that he decided to forego any possibility of free agency.
And the first pitch Cliff Pennington sees, he singles to right field.
And the start on the 16th of July, the first game of the doubleheader. It took 5 innings for the A's to get their first hit, so that's a nice start for them today.
The defense behind Weaver. Wells, Borges, Hunter in the outfield. Callaspo, Ibar, Kendrick, Trumbo on the infield. Jeff Mathis doing the catching. 4th start for Weaver against the A's this year. 2 wins and a no decision. But in his career, just 5-6 against the Athletics.
We'll see how he changes after first pitch hitting by Cliff Pennington. And who are smart enough to know that they're going to be sitting first pitch fastball. He will not give many.
Well, the contract he signed that Ray was talking about, 5 years, $85 million. So that's $17 million a year. He would have been a free agent after the 2012 season.
And he said he took a discount. And he probably did.
Yeah,
you know, if he's a free agent and puts up similar numbers next year.
Bunted. Cayaspo charges, bare hand, flip to first, and they just get Suzuki.
Well, the A's had 4 double plays turned against them last night, but this afternoon with first and second, watch the play by Eric Sogard. To his left, the 360 turn, perfect throw to Cliff Pennington, and once it's in the hands of Pennington, a bullet to first base to double up Torrey Hunter. But it all started with Eric Sogard at second. Young man playing the different positions. Abreu trying to upend Pennington at second base. Could not do that. So 4-6-3 double play. No run scored by the Angels the top half. And the A's have something moving this half inning.
So here's Matsui, 12 homers, 71 RBIs for Hideki. So, talking about Weaver. So he's born in Northridge, goes to Simi Valley High School, goes to Long Beach State, gets drafted in the first round by the Angels. Gets to the big leagues quickly. Pitches terrific for his first 5 years. I can see why he'd want to stay there, right? Good organization.
And I can understand why the Angels would want to talk about a contract extension.
It all fits.
Before he hit free agent market. And you know that Mike Butcher, Mike Scioscia are going to be very happy that they have him in an Angels uniform probably the rest of his career. He's going to go at least 5 with his current contract. But if he's going to do that now, I'm sure he would do the same later as he gets close to the end of that contract.
Well, he's 28 years old, so add 5 years to that length of the contract. So he'll be a free agent again at the age of 33. Very well, still may be a good pitcher.
And I think the most important thing that he did during the negotiations, he said, my agent works for me.
And you know who his agent is?
Of course, Scott Boras.
Sure.
I mean, it's well known.
That's the way it should be. Right?
And he wants guys to go to free agent market because they can get more and raise the bar, etc. But he simply said, and that's the way it should be exactly. That you know, if a player wants to stay someplace, let's get the contract done. I'm going to sign here. And again, credit to Jared Weaver for doing that. You know, there's a certain thing about a comfort zone. Look at guys who have signed free agent contracts to go other places. Adam Dunn this year.
No question.
He's a DH versus playing every day in Washington. But, man, there's a big difference. You have that pressure tag put on you. You're coming in as a so-called savior of the big contract.
2-2 to Matsui. He's trying to jump out to an early lead here this afternoon. Here's our Farmers Insurance report card. Angels single season ERA leaders. Dean Chance back in 1964. Nolan Ryan, Chuck Finley, Frank Tanana, and Jared Weaver sitting at 2.44 with a chance to, well, he's got a chance to move ahead of a couple of those guys at least. Single season ERA leaders in Angels history. They've been around since 1961.
And to think the late great Bill Rigney had to manage Dean Chance. That was quite an ordeal. I actually caught him in Cleveland. Dean Chance came over to Cleveland, get a runner at second base, and I'd go through different signs, and he'd say, just give me one sign. I don't care if they know what I'm throwing or not.
Well, he was a hard thrower, right?
Yeah. He said, you know, I don't want to try to, I don't want you to confuse me. I don't care if the runner at second knows what's coming, but I'd rather, and I said, thank you, I'd rather have you tell me or know what you're throwing also. I don't want any surprises. He could throw, especially in those early years with the Angels.
3-2 pitch to Matsui, breaking ball. It's popped up into foul territory, and Cayaspo's going to have a play, and he's got it. So 2 outs here in the first, and that'll bring up Willingham. Matsui may have chased ball 4. Pitch looked like it was up in the zone.
Left fielder, number 16, Josh Willingham.
So Weaver with the second best ERA in the American League. Only Verlander is better. He's got the third most wins with 16. Verlander has 23. Sabathia has 19. And he is 7th in the league in innings pitched, 7th in the league in strikeouts with 187. 214 innings pitched.
That natural cut on his fastball and comes in like it's a fastball, but he's got a tremendous amount of movement as Weaver on all of his pitches, and especially one that you think is coming in straight, and all of a sudden you lose your bat.
Well, you watch him pitch, right? He's not a hard thrower. He's 89, 90 maybe. So he must be doing something right, because I would not say his stuff is overpowering at all, but he's going to strike out 200 guys this year.
He's very deceptive. He hides the ball well, kind of throws across his body, and you know, all those things. We'll show you the foot mark where he lands. I mean, it's unbelievable where you see where he sets up and is delivered. That's the mark there, and he kind of aims towards the on deck circle of the Athletics.
11-4 at the All-Star break.
Yeah, right there it is. Yeah, wow. So he goes this way and then throws here. So you wonder why it's a little difficult to pick up the ball, and plus creates a lot of movement.
Did that get Willingham? Yep. It did. So Willingham seems to be okay. 2 on 2 out for DeJesus.
Well, Mathis moved inside, wanted to go upstairs. They did, and Josh could not get his left elbow out of the way quickly enough. Weaver thought maybe Josh had leaned into the ball, but you know, when you're a hitter and you're waiting, especially with a couple of strikes, you don't move out so quickly. And I think it's just more he tried to avoid getting hit.
Big breaking ball and drops in first strike. So 0-1 to DeJesus, hitting .229 with 8 homers and 42 runs batted in. Spins him out of the way.
You know, the one thing that looks bad, and I'm not insinuating that something was being thrown at, but what looks bad is the fact that Josh Willingham is the best hitter in the A's ball club numbers-wise. Got first base open. It drove in 4 a couple of nights ago, and then all of a sudden he's hit. So you start thinking, well, they're just trying to knock him down. Well, that was a pitch that got away inside. So I really don't think there was any intent of throwing at Josh Willingham, but you know, as it turned out, first base was open.
Inside again to DeJesus. 2-1 the count. See the velocity again, right around 88, 89. But as Ray says, get the good ball, has good cut to it.
You talk about total concentration on the hitter. Jared Weaver that time didn't even look at Pennington in second. Figure with 2 outs, they're not holding him anyway, and figure he's going to get a big jump, let him go. But he's more concerned about the hitter, in this case, DeJesus, who threw a first pitch curveball for strike, and then that's it. Now it's 3-1. See if he changes it up a little bit and looks back to Pennington this time.
And Pennington decides to go, and he's going to make it with a head-first slide, although it was a walk to DeJesus, so it doesn't matter. Here's our true story, brought to you by McDonald's. July 31st of this year, tempers flared in Detroit. Jared Weaver did not like Magliardonius hitting the home run. Carlos Guillen did not like Weaver, and then things got a little weird. And when it was all said and done, Weaver was ejected. Lost his cool just a little bit. And the Tigers won the game.
Well, it's interesting in reading the reports, and of course, Joe Leland's comments, who, and it looked like Ordonez, the ball was down the line. He was looking to see if it was fair or foul. That's close enough.
I agree. I didn't think Ordonez did anything wrong.
No, and in the case of Guillen, maybe he was watching what Weaver did as a result of Ordonez. But, no pitcher likes to have anything hit hard off him.
Well, sometimes you let that get in the way of maybe a judgment of how a hitter is reacting.
Well, the home plate umpire did it correctly immediately once. Didn't have to warn anybody.
That one's lofted to shallow left. Wells coming in. He's under it. And the A's leave the bases loaded with a single, a couple of walks. Can't get a run home. No score after one. Top of the second, 0-0, and Mark Trumbo to lead it off against Rich Harden. Angels got a couple of hits off Harden in the first, but Torrey Hunter hit into the 4-6-3 double play. Trumbo 254 with 26 home runs and 80 runs batted in. I believe the leading candidate for the American League Rookie of the Year. There are some other guys who are having good years, but
I think the same thing. The pitchers, you have position players. Jamal Weeks, although just joined the club in June, but he's had a tremendous first season and great expectations for him when he starts the season next year as the everyday second baseman and plays 162 straight.
Pennington dives, he's got it, gets up, throw to first, in time. Sensational play by Cliff Pennington.
Trumbo looking back said, "You got to be kidding me," and I think everybody is. But great defense already the first inning. How about this one into the hole, the outfield grass, and a one hopper to Brandon Allen, perfectly executed by Cliff Pennington, using the turf, just getting rid of it quickly, and got him by a full stride. What a tremendous play by Cliff Pennington, all over the place, and wow, what a play.
So one out. Here's Callaspo. First pitch strike. Well, anytime you dive as a shortstop, it's going to be a very difficult play. When you dive in the hole,
well, it's really similar to the play he made Saturday in Texas, which should have been the third out of the game, the ninth inning in the game for the Athletics. And but it's just the thing about it, and it's amazing how infielders, regardless of where they are, can get up and throw the ball as quickly as they do. And Cliff Pennington from the outfield grass just popped up so quickly and made the strong throw.
So 0-2 to Callaspo, 283 his average with 5 home runs and 43 runs batted in. Brandon Allen charges, scoops it up, and that's out number 2. A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by the Oakland Raiders. Catch all the great games, including the home opener on September 25th against the New York Jets. Season tickets are still available, so call 1-800-RAIDERS or log on to Raiders.com to get your tickets today.
That means this field will look exactly the way it is for the remainder of the home schedule.
Yep. September 25th, a week from Sunday. So Vernon Wells with his .218 average, 21 homers and 56 runs batted in. This one's chopped, but it's fouled. Raiders will play at Buffalo this week, and then that home opener on the 25th.
You going to Green Bay this year?
Yes, I am. And you know who I'm going to see?
The Raiders.
The Raiders.
Just jump on the charter with Mr. Davis, huh?
Good call, Al. December 11th. I'm excited. Raiders, Packers.
Lambeau Field.
It could be 5 degrees. It could be 45 degrees. But that's all right. Get the long johns out.
Did somebody say that you have the Cleveland Browns playing right after that the next Sunday? So you just take the long trip to Green Bay.
Sure.
Go over real well in the family, right?
Nothing like a bratwurst when it's 20 degrees.
Won't feel a thing.
This one's popped, yeah, and it's right over our head. Had a good angle on it.
I always think about the winter time, and I always remember talking to Terry Steinbach, who lives back in Minneapolis, the 10,000 lakes, the state 10,000 lakes, and all of them frozen with ice fishermen. Just
it's a base hit. Sogard with the dive could not come up with it.
Steiny used to explain how they drill the ice and put the tents out of the little houses on the lake. And
I never understood it. You know, I'm a Midwest guy. The ice fishing thing, I don't get it.
Good effort again by Sogard. Could not come up with this one. And Vernon Wells with a 2-out hit.
Here's Peter Borges.
But the ice is so thick they can start a fire. They can have a wood-burning stove in there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's some thick ice.
It sounds like ice fishing is really just an excuse for doing something else. Maybe some
watching a football game.
Boys time. Yeah.
TV with a battery operated or a big old antenna.
Sounds like a get me out of the house situation. I don't know. 0-2 to Borges. miles an hour from Hart.
Well, Rich taking a little bit extra time looking at Vernon Wells. Of course, all the Angels will run, and sometimes with that long look, maybe to freeze him in case he's going to throw a changeup. And of course, Rich likes to throw the changeup for a strikeout pitch, which means it makes it difficult on the catcher to throw out a base stealer. Staying with the fastball. He's got a good one today. Remember, Richie with an extra 3 days rest in between the 5th and this start today. So the fastball pumped up at 95, a couple to Borges in this half inning.
This one's lofted, left center field and shallow. It's trouble, and Pennington makes the over-the-shoulder catch. So have an inning, Cliff Pennington with the glove. No score, bottom of the second, coming up. Has to do with Jared Weaver. He was the starting pitcher in this year's All-Star game in Phoenix. Pitched 1 inning, had a strikeout and a walk. Unfortunately, the National League won the game 5-1. C.J. Wilson got the loss. The starter, Jared Weaver. So that's a major honor, and he deserved it.
See who his catcher was?
No.
The guy he threw at, Alex Avila.
Oh, that's right, yeah. That's right.
I think it was after the All-Star game, right?
Yeah.
That's just,
It happens.
yeah. I like the intensity. That's doing something.
Bottom of the second, Sweeney, Allen, and Sogard. 3 left-handed hitters against Jared Weaver. This one's lofted to shallow right. Hunter, a long run. He's going to get there. Sweeney is retired for out number 1.
Now the Angels were talking about Mike Butcher, pitching coach, Mike Scioscia, the manager, about Jared Weaver starting today, and then start Sunday against Baltimore, start against the A's next Friday, and then against the Rangers the last game of the season. They want to have him pitch on 3 days, but do it not at the end, but now.
So this would be this start to his next start.
3 days.
Would be the 3 days.
Right, and I think a lot depends on the pitch count today. He did try to do it in Texas and did not have a particularly great game, pitching on 3 days rest. He and Ervin Santana, who Santana pitched well, but that's kind of the report for the Angels, and they want to maximize that final 3 games against the Rangers, which they hope is meaningful, which means Santana, Hara, and Weaver would start against Rangers at home for the final 3 games of the season.
Brandon Allen waits on a breaking ball. That's a good swing right there. And Allen has a 1-out base hit, and he goes the other way.
Well, we saw at the beginning of his Oakland A's career, starting in August, and that's using the whole field, especially stayed inside the curveball, watched the hands pulled in, and stayed inside the pitch and shot it to left center.
So here's Sogard. Jamal Weeks, the hamstring, just a little bit sore. He was getting work done in the trainer's room today.
Not a bad day to take off, because quick turnaround, day game after night game. That game last night, 3 hours and 25 minutes, seemed like it was 6 hours and 25. It just kept dragging on. So the quick turnaround, give him the day off, the legs, and get the full 48 hours before tomorrow night when the Tigers come into town.
Right field, and that's going to fall in front of Torrey Hunter for a base hit. He throws it quickly to second, but Allen beats the throw. Well, the A's had a chance against Weaver in the first. They left the bases loaded. They got a chance here in the second. 2 on and 1 out.
Sogard pulling the hands in on the inside fastball. Remember in Texas, Sonny hit his second home run. The other one coming at Yankee Stadium in his first major league. Sogard started a nice double play in the first inning and gets a 1-out single here in the second, and A's threatening again.
So top of the order and Cliff Pennington. Fastball just a little bit outside. Pennington with the single in the first inning. He's now 4 for 9 in the series. So his average up to 270. Compare the numbers last year to this year for Pennington. Last year 250, 6 homers, 46 RBIs. And this year 270, 7 and 57.
Well, he likes hitting at the top of the batting order, and when Coco Crisp is in the lineup, he's usually down at the bottom, but with Coco out, he's hitting at the top, either second. Today was Weeks out hitting leadoff.
Coco Crisp is, well, he's starting to feel a little bit better, but still no word on if he will come back this year. Popped up. Foul territory. Carrasco is under, and that's out number 2.
The last 3 pitches for Weaver to Pennington. He varied the velocity from 79 to 76 to 86. And the 86, which was the 2-1 fastball, instead of going soft, he went hard, and Pennington could not get around. So that's just the ability that a pitcher has to change the velocity of his fastball, or something that he considers to be straight. It's all about keeping the hitter off balance. And if you can change the velocity, you're going to keep a lot of hitters off balance.
First pitch to Suzuki is a breaking ball that just misses outside. Suzuki a sacrifice in the first inning. Kurt is 3 for 7 in the series with a couple of doubles. Popped up on the infield, and Weaver's going to work his way out of the jam. A's strand 2 more. They've stranded 5 in the first 2 innings.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the
California is brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Third inning. And, boy, see that, folks? Yeah. You want to be on that, baby? Right after the game, head over there.
I'd rather be right here and then
After the game.
After the game. You got your yacht parked over there?
Sure, we'll head over. I'm driving. Mathis, Ibar, Kendrick for the Angels. First pitch is a strike. There's a handful of day games going on, some of them with postseason importance. The Blue Jays are leading the Red Sox 5-4 in the 8th inning. Boston had a lead in that game. They just gave it up.
4-2.
Yep, it's now 5-4. So that has a bearing certainly on the East and more so the wild card. 0-2 pitch. Mathis strikes out.
That's former Angel John Lackey. Started that game. Fastball and then back-to-back changeups, and this one acting like a slider as did the previous one. And Jeff Mathis swinging at both. 3 pitches and a strikeout for Harden.
So top of the order, and Eric Ibar. Now the Red Sox with a 4-game lead over the Rays in that AL wildcard race. So that is another reason why that's a big game. But Boston losing 5-4. The Rays will play tonight in Baltimore. Davis and Guthrie, the matchup there. And then, oh boy.
That's why if they could pull it down within 3.
There you go. Now you
Starting
got action.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
you got a 4-game series head-to-head with 3-game lead by the Red Sox.
So that is what the Rays are shooting for. It's 4 right now. I'll keep you updated on that Red Sox game. Rays Red Sox tomorrow at Fenway. First of 4. So that will be a fun series to keep an eye on. White Sox leading the Tigers 5-2 in the 8th inning in Chicago. The Tigers with a magic number of 4. They are losing today in the 8th inning. Just a bit high to Ibar. 3-2 the count.
Good time to throw a changeup if it could be close. Of course, his fastball is in the mid-90s, so he could go either way.
There's a line drive, and what a play by Sogard. He timed his lead perfect. Showed some hops, and he made a nice play.
Well, speaking of some defense, outstanding is Sogard. Played it perfectly, and boy, this is hard to determine how hard the ball's hit and time your jump at the same time. And boy, he did it perfectly. Just see him kind of go down in that position, kind of a semi-squat position, and then just jumped straight up. So put a basketball hoop out there and a basketball and see if you can stuff it.
Not bad.
Very good jumping ability. Outstanding defense by the A's so far in this young game. And Eric Sogard been involved in a couple of very good ones. First inning and then this one.
1-1 to Kendrick. That's hit hard. Sizemore grabs it. And a very nice inning for Rich Hart. Got a little help from the defense. That's a 3-up, 3-down inning.
A's face the Tigers. Get an A's team photo presented by Grant Thornton LLP. For tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/tickets. Well, that's going to be a good one. Those team photos, you put them up on your wall. Say all winter, say, man, that's the Oakland A's. We can't wait for next season to start.
See who's still on the team. Matsui, Willingham, and DeJesus. Speaking of who's going to be on the team next year, there's 3 question marks right there. Matsui, Willingham, DeJesus, all free agents.
Well, they all came in as free agents, so you're exactly right. They will finish the season, and the A's will determine which direction and who is going to be involved for the 2012 season. But the home run total not up to where it had been with the Yankees and even the Angels, but 71 runs batted in, considering his first half was not exceptional. Says a lot about the way Hideki has played since. Actually, he was given the everyday job of hitting 3rd or 4th in the lineup and either playing left field or DHing. Angels must be looking at him saying, we didn't run this well last year.
No, and he didn't. Yeah.
No, he's coming off knee surgery, but Socha seeing him not only run the bases well, but play left field very well as he did last night.
2-2 the count. The fastball at 88 from Weaver. Looks like that group's having a good time.
Did he just sit there, didn't move at all?
Nah, he just grabbed it.
Didn't ruin his Frito-Lays, didn't crush him with anything.
Easy play. That one bounced toward first. Trumbo has it. Steps on the bag, and that's out number 1. Well, the home schedule for next year has come out. Well, the whole schedule has come out. There's some things to keep an eye on. The A's will open the season at home against the Seattle Mariners April 6th. That'll be a Friday. The Yankees come twice. That's good.
Weekends.
The Dodgers will be here as the A's will play the National League West in Interleague. The Red Sox will be here twice. How about that? And the interleague road trip this year is Colorado and Arizona. So Denver, nice city, nice ballpark, and head to Arizona, which makes a lot of the players and one of the A's broadcasters very happy. It's fun to go to Arizona.
Let's see, Matthew will be 5 and Joseph a little over 1.
There you go.
By the time you get there, grandsons.
They'll be at the ballpark.
That's right.
Oh. 1-2 now to Willingham.
Well, by comparison, this season, next year's schedule, the way it looks, is great.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying.
Yeah. So the teams that the A's travel to twice this season, New York and Boston in particular, those teams will be coming west next season.
Well, just glanced at it briefly, but just a couple of 3-city road trips, which this year I think there was 4, wasn't there? This one's drilled left center field, and that baby is gone. Stay hot, Josh Willingham, number 26.
You talk about locked in, and Josh Willingham matches his career high 26. And he was saying today 25 and 90 doesn't sound bad. I said no, but 30 and 100 sounds better. And there's the 26, only 4 more to get to the 30 and 9 more to get to the 100. And boy, what an impact player he has been for the A's this season. Wow. Just gets stronger and stronger with 2 weeks to go. And the thing is, it's not like he's thinking, well, I want to get to 30 and I'm going to do the jack up and swing hard. That's just a natural swing, 2-2, and the ball jumped off his bat.
De Jesus rips one to right, and that's a base hit.
Well, you want to take a look at a compact swing. 2 strikes, 2-2 actually the count, and then just left center over the jagged edge. Did not need to hit the top of the fence. It's clearly over today. He's hit 5 3-run home runs. He's hit a fastball on 3-0 count, Francisco Liriano, for a home run. He's had a pinch hit home run. Not a lot that he hasn't done with the long ball this year.
Well, he also hit 26 in 2006. He's now with 5 hits off Weaver.
Josh Willingham also before the game today announced as the Oakland A's recipient of the Roberto Clemente Award, but 30 teams have their player in Josh Willingham for his work in Alabama with his wife Ginger and the Josh Willingham Foundation. He's the nominee for that award, which will be given during the World Series this season. Very deserving for Josh and the work he has done, especially in his home state of Alabama.
Sizemore toward right field. Hunter going back, still going back, and he makes the over-the-shoulder catch. This close to the wall. So that's out number 2.
It's amazing how well the ball just kept carrying. I don't think Willingham's needed any help. Torrey kind of grabbing his right shoulder because he had to run so far and then get the ball back in quickly, thinking that maybe De Jesus was going to tag. Breaking ball. Sizemore went very well, and look, it just kept running, and here's the spin to get the ball back in by Torrey Hunter. Made a perfect throw. Don't even think about those flags. We've got one blowing one direction and another group the other.
Well, if you can't figure it out, as long as you've been here, then I'm just going to listen to you.
Not since Mount Davis was constructed. It changed everything. The view quarter, left center and right center. So it definitely will change direction, but unfortunately it knocks down too many baseballs as they approach the home run barrier. They say that a lot of times the ball is going up, it's coming like it's going out, and then it's a parachute straight down right at the wall, the warning track, and it means the wind knocks the ball down. So ideally you hit him on the line like Willingham did in his home run.
Close pitch a bit inside to Sweeney. 2-1 the count. Sweeney had a fly ball to right field in the second inning. Well, we have our first postseason participant, Ray. The Phillies won today. Phillies beat Houston 1-0, and they clinch a playoff berth.
Number 34, Roy Halladay, 1-0. What a shot!
Yeah, and
complete game.
Yeah, oh yeah. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 6 hits. So Roy Halladay gets his 18th win. It's a shutout, and the Phillies are in. They clinch a playoff berth, not a division, but so for the Phillies, they are going to the postseason for the 5th consecutive year, and they will win that division. They have now an 11-game lead, and when they do that, it'll be their 5th straight division title. So the Phillies, in that stretch, they've won 1 World Series and they've lost a World Series, and they're as good as anybody else. So they are trying to win another one. Runner goes on 3-2, 2 outs, and another foul ball. So congratulations to the Phillies.
Talked to our good friend Gordon Lakey, director of Major League Scouting for the Phillies. He happens to have 4 days off at home in Houston. I said, "You going to watch your team play?" And he said, "Yeah, just stay out of the way."
Sure.
But he helps put the team together, and this time got to stay at home and watch them play before he heads out on the road again. Probably we'll see him in Anaheim as he'll be following the Angels. That's where we start to see a lot of scouts, especially against the Tigers and the Angels and the Rangers that the A's will have remaining on the schedule, because you have advanced scouts from the teams that will be covering teams that are potential postseason teams. Extensive scouting reports on the players.
Another foul ball by Sweeney. The Atlanta Braves, who are the leader in the National League wild card, won today. They were trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th. They scored 4 times. Alex Gonzalez hit a 3-run homer. The team that's chasing them, the St. Louis Cardinals, also won. So the Braves have a 4.5 game lead in that National League wild card over St. Louis. Another foul.
If you're depending on the Braves to lose to help you to get to postseason, that's not a good thing to do, especially the last couple of weeks of the season.
Yeah, Atlanta's very good. In that St. Louis game, they beat the Pirates 3-2. A note in that game: Pittsburgh clinches their 19th straight losing season. So they were playing good baseball for a while, but then they just hit the wall, and so the Pirates now with the loss 67-82. So a 10-pitch at bat, and Sweeney wins the battle with the walk.
Well, speaking of going to yacht, how about the Francescos after the game? That's where Ryan Sweeney can go with for 2, and wonderful Francesco's restaurant. One party just very close to the Coliseum. A lot of participants who come over to watch baseball or basketball or football end up going to Francesco's either before the game or after. And great place to dine. Ryan Sweeney fouled off 4 with 2 strikes to get to the 10-pitch at bat.
.63 pitches for Weaver, and we're just in the 3rd. So the A's are making him work. He has not had, he really hasn't had anything close to an easy inning in the first 3. Change up, high strike call. .30 pitches this inning. Well, with him planning on pitching short rest his next start, this is not what Mike Scioscia wants to see.
But I think a lot of it depends on the pitch count.
So you're saying if he has a high pitch count this start, maybe they would alter their plans, or not necessarily?
Well, I don't know for sure, but the one thing to remember, when he signed the contract, I think he threw 96 pitches, and they pulled him out after 7 shutout innings. And he was upset, but they wanted to have him available to pitch on short rest against the Rangers, which he did, and again did not have a lot of success.
So Allen strikes out, but the A's get on the board thanks to Josh Willingham, his 26th home run of the year. 1-0 A's after 3. from the Coliseum. It'll be Abreu, Hunter, and Trumbo, 3, 4, and 5 hitters against Harden. Abreu had a base hit in the first inning. Just a bit outside. 2-0. 3 hits for the Angels. Harden has not walked anybody. He has struck out 1.
Talk about Jared Weaver varying the velocity of his fastball. Rich Harden has gone anywhere from 90 to 95 with his today.
One's hit hard. Sogard, a couple steps to his right. He's got it, and that's out number 1. Here's our trivia question for today. It's brought to you by AT&T. Name the 2 active players with 8 or more 100 walk seasons. So here's Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter hit into a 4-6-3 double play, and the first pitch is high.
Take a look at this. This is Jared Weaver's landing spot. This is Rich Harden. So a lot of times there's a concern about stepping in the other pitcher's landing spot. They don't have to worry about it. These are so far apart. And the way they throw, Rich has kind of right over the top and steps towards the plate, whereas we described with Jared Weaver steps towards the A's on deck circle. But if you won 16 games doing that, it's not going to change for sure.
It's a base hit for Torrey Hunter. Well, that's probably as big of a crossover motion as you will see.
Well, and to be able to pitch as effectively as he has without getting hurt. You know, because there's always
I've always
concern.
been told that it's hard on your arm when you throw across your back.
Exactly. I think it was Rick Helling with Texas.
He did it.
Very, very exaggerated. He ended up having some problems injury-wise, but you know, the Angels aren't going to sign Jared Weaver to a 5-year extension for a lot of money if they're concerned about his delivery hurting him, because he's been successful doing it for so many years.
I was told by a trainer, not an A's trainer, just a trainer from another team, that it just makes your arm work harder because it has to come further around your body. And that made a little bit of sense. Your shoulder. Slowly hit toward third. Sizemore has it. Goes across to first for out number 2. So Hunter goes to second. The Angels have a runner in scoring position. 50 pitches now for Harden with 2 outs in the 4th inning.
Alberto Callaspo.
Rich should be on regular turn for the remainder of the season. Josh Outman had a spot start on Sunday in Arlington, Texas, with Rich getting the extra time.
Callaspo bounced out to the first baseman. That was second inning. It's this one hard. Allen with a diving play, saves a run. Boy, what a defensive performance by the Athletics so far today. Hold on to their 1-0 lead. Fourth inning. Sogard to lead it off. 67 pitches for Weaver in the first 3 innings. The A's have scored 1 on the Willingham home run. They have stranded 7 so far in the game. This one's hit toward right. Torrey Hunter to his right, and Sogard's retired.
Sunday, September the 18th, it's Moneyball Day with the A's. Purchase a field level ticket with a special code and get a pass to see the upcoming feature film. Also, 10,000 fans will receive a Moneyball t-shirt presented by Pepsi Max. Jonah Hill is scheduled to throw out the first pitch. For more information and tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/Moneyball.
It's kind of a cool shirt. The scores from the 20-game win streak.
Can't wait to see your part in the movie. Yeah?
I don't know. I don't know. I've heard a few different things. Hate to drag the thing down, you know. Pennington with the fly.
You mean that you're not in it? No, you spent all day, didn't you?
Yeah, we waited around a long time for a very small amount of screen time. We'll see.
Well, looking forward to seeing. Just to see.
So
read the book and just kind of looking forward to seeing how it's going to play out.
And the big premiere here in the Bay Area is Monday night. Should be fun. Kurt Suzuki pops it up toward home plate. And that is a 5-pitch inning for Jared Weaver, and he needed that. 1-0 after 4. Sportsnet California is brought to you by 95.7 The Game, the Bay Area's only FM sports station. Good ball game so far. Top of the 5th inning. 1-0. The A's lead. It was a Josh Willingham home run in the 3rd.
And Rich Harden didn't have any time to do anything in between. I mean, the nice catch by Brandon Allen in the last inning, sat down, 5 pitches, and back out on the mound again.
So Weaver went from 32 pitches in the 3rd inning to 5 in the 4th inning. Wells, Borges, and Mathis.
Can't wait to see the highlight reel that Dallaire puts together for the defensive play so far in just the first 4 innings. Got to wait a little bit. May just take a full inning to show all the great defensive plays by the A's.
Well, one thing we've learned about, a handful of things we've learned about the new manager, Bob Melvin, is he is a stickler for defense.
Absolutely.
And at times he's been disappointed this year in the A's struggles defensively. So he's a happy manager today so far.
The thing about the plays that have been made today are the spectacular variety. The routines are the one that he wants to be made consistently. And that was basic routine play there. But I think we saw that in June when he took over in Chicago. There was no batting practice on the Sunday afternoon, yet you looked out on the field, all the people in the stands surprised to see a team actually on the field taking infield practice. And it's been his thinking that if they're not on the field to take batting practice, they would be on the field doing something, which means taking infield. I think it shocked more scouts than anything to see a team actually taking infield in front of the fans in the stands.
Well, but his point was simple and it made a lot of sense. He said, I don't want the first ground ball that my fielders see on that day to be during the game.
Exactly.
And that made a lot of sense.
To get out, get the feel of the park and get the blood flowing and get ready for the game. But it was a ritual. I mean, that's something that everybody did, and it was a lot of fun, I think, for the fans more than anything, to watch the batting or the infield practice. The outfielders throw to the bases. You see the arm strength and the accuracy, and you know, a couple of baseballs at the same time going around with the infield practice, and guys turning double plays. And I'd say because it's done so infrequently now, maybe some guys don't know how to do it.
Hardly ever.
Yeah. But granted, they do take a lot of ground balls and work on the double play turn during batting practice. But I think the fans, or the gas house gang of the St. Louis Cardinals, guys, Marty Marion, guys turning double plays. It's a lot of fun watching teams take infield practice. Mike Gallego used to do it with the A's back in the 80s. Second base, shortstop. Now he's the infield coach. He's the one out hitting ground balls to the infielders during the infield practice.
Borges has worked the count back to full at 3-2.
That was a changeup. Just squirted out of his hands at 86, although Rich Harden's changeup is thrown harder than most changeups because it does come out of his hand like a fastball, but it did not follow through. And right in the, well, about the number 2. Nothing lead, nothing intentional about something like that to put the speed of Borges on the base. They wanted to try to strike him out with a changeup that he had thrown with the second strike.
So here's Mathis. Borges has 20 steals. He's been thrown out 7 times. That one almost to the backstop. Quick throw to first, and they got it. Alfredo Griffin's going to argue. So is Scioscia. And we'll see if they have a legitimate argument. Alfredo Griffin jumped right on it, and he got right after Adrian Peterson.
Well,
you know what? From our view, you know what? It looked like he was safe.
Yeah, and a lot of times what the first baseman was trying to do is just put the glove in front of the bag. Great play by Suzuki to start the play, and yeah, that's really.
Well, you'll see here.
Brandon Allen takes the throw. Look at the right foot. And unless it hit the right foot or the left foot of Brandon Allen, see if that's what stopped him from actually getting to the bag. Borges thinking it's going to be a wild pitch, but it looked like the tag was on the bag and not the foot of Borges as he got back in. But it was the play, the backhanded play by Kurt Suzuki, that Borges trying to get the secondary lead, thinking the ball was going to be to the backstop. Instead, Suzuki backhanded it, and the shaking of the head tells it all by Peter Borges.
Well, it was such a terrific play by Suzuki catching the ball. That's really where the play started. I mean, we've been talking about all the great defensive plays. That one right there was as good as any.
Exactly. You're right.
Because as soon as the ball went in the dirt, Borges took a couple steps towards second base. The 3-1 pitch is lined to center, and that's a base hit for Jeff Mathis.
Instead of being a wild pitch and a runner at second and an RBI single,
there you go.
It's 2 outs and a 2-out single to center. Prince Suzuki takes a lot of pride in his ability to move behind the plate as well as he does, and he's starting catching game about 117 now, so he's up there in the amount of games started. Still in great shape as he gets ready to complete the final 2 weeks of the season.
Top of the order, and Erick Aybar. Aybar is 0 for 2. Well, the Detroit Tigers scored 3 times in the top of the 9th inning in Chicago to tie up that game at 5-5. That's what you do when you've won 11 in a row.
Exactly right.
And then the White Sox had first and third, 1 out in the bottom of the 9th, and A.J. Brzezinski hit into a double play. So they're headed to the 10th inning. South side of Chicago, Tigers and White Sox tied at 5. Shallow right center, but Sweeney's there. He's got it, side retired. Couple of base runners, but nothing for the Angels. Bottom of the 5th coming up.
Play out here. Star Wars music will accompany the post-game fireworks show presented by Kellamore Paints. Get an Star Wars t-shirt by purchasing a field level ticket online using the coupon code JEDI. Each ticket purchase will include an equal number of t-shirt vouchers for pickup at the game. $1 from every Jedi ticket sold will be donated to Stand Up to Cancer. For tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/Star Wars. Oh, that's such great music. Should be a great Friday evening. As the Star Wars music will be. I mean, it's the fireworks just aren't fireworks show at the Coliseum.
No,
you know, there's always that special
theme.
music. Yeah, special music, and Elvis, Star Wars. So that's going to be a big, big night.
Plus, it's also Authentic Fan Friday. Don't forget about that.
That's right. And it's the Detroit Tigers. The way they're playing, Mikey Thalbom's not looking forward to the Tigers coming in. Mikey's the visiting clubhouse manager. Mikey never liked champagne all over his clubhouse.
Ooh, that's right.
if there's a celebration. And it would be very unusual for the Detroit Tigers, a Central Division team, to be coming into the Coliseum, and the A's, a Western Division team, the last 2 weeks of September, even just like the Angels going back to Baltimore and Toronto following this. So this unbalanced schedule is a little messed up this season.
Well, maybe when the Astros move to the American League in a couple of years. No, we're just joking. We don't know that that's going to happen. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
2-2 to Matsui. He'll be followed by Willingham and DeJesus. Speaking of the Blue Jays, they hung on and beat the Red Sox 5-4. Ricky Romero got his 15th win. So an opportunity for the Rays tonight. As we told you, the Rays will be in Baltimore. If they could win, it would be just a 3-game lead in the AL wildcard.
You know how the players love to go to the park early, at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. There's no doubt. Clubhouse was jam-packed with Tampa Bay Rays players watching the game as they prepared for tonight's contest.
That one's driven left center field. Wells on the move. He's going to get there at the warning track. Makes the catch. So out number 1, and that'll bring up Willingham. Well, the Blue Jays scored 3 in the top of the 8th inning. They were down 4-2. They win it 5-4. 6 errors committed in that game, 3 by each team.
I wonder what kind of display Jose Bautista put on in that series at Fenway with his big swing.
So 1-0 to Willingham, who has walked and homered in the game, only run so far.
Talking before about kind of the comfort zone for a player when he's a free agent, maybe staying with the club, as Jared Weaver decided to do. And John Lackey, I don't know if the Angels were interested in signing him long term as a free agent, but he decided to go to Boston. Nice contract. Not been as easy for him there, though.
Well, sometimes you make decisions as an organization, in this case the Angels, and sometimes you make decisions to sign a guy, and sometimes you make decisions to not sign a guy. And I think, listen, we saw Lackey pitch with the Angels, and we've watched him pitch now, and he's not the same pitcher.
Exactly.
For whatever reason, he's just not. So the Angels probably made the right call in not giving him $15-16 million a year.
I think he might have gotten the 85 to 90 that Weaver got by going to Boston. He got it there, and maybe that was the reason. One thing we have learned over the years, thinking Francisco Rodriguez, the closer who set the all-time saves record, ended up setting with the Mets. And there are a couple of other players that were negotiating with the Angels, and the agents kind of using the Angels, and finally Arte Moreno said, enough's enough. Forget about it. Let's go get somebody else.
Good for him.
Yeah. And I said, I'm not going to let you use me and our team to build up a contract for you to sign someplace else. And those players ended up going other directions.
Well, and you know what? That may have been, I don't know this for sure, but it may have been a concern the last couple off seasons with the Athletics, that maybe agents were using the A's to jack up the price on players.
Rafael Farcal, Adrian Beltre.
I mean, it is possible.
Yeah.
Towards center, and that's a base hit for DeJesus. David DeJesus has been on base 3 times, 2 singles and a walk.
Well, a single in his last at bat, first pitch, that was to right field. This a 2-strike. With a pitch away from him, pulled it into right center with a little bit of a knuckleball effect, getting his second hit. So David, the off night last night, he gets the tough Jared Weaver this afternoon, and he's on base.
First pitch to Sizemore is a fastball on the inside corner. That was pitch number 87 for Weaver. The Tigers have scored a run in the top of the 10th inning. They lead 6-5, still batting in Chicago. DeJesus is running. The ball's line foul toward the A's bullpen. Sizemore has flied to left and flied to right. Close pitch. Weaver thought it was strike 3. Took a step toward the dugout. Lance Barksdale brought him back. Again to right. Playable for Torrey Hunter. He's got it. Side retired. Runner left. A's have stranded 8 through 5 innings. We're on to the 6th. 1-0 Athletics. Answer. Name the 2 active players with 80 or more, or I'm sorry, 8 or more 100 walk seasons. Jim Thome, Bobby Abreu. No surprise there.
I'd go for the 80.
80 or more. That's quite a career. 8 or more 100 walk seasons.
But I know Bobby Abreu was in that category, and not just because he's in uniform today and part of our question.
Sogard, foul territory, reaches out. Oh, he got a glove on it. It popped out of his glove.
Well, E4, that's horrible.
Oh, that's not an error. Why do you do that to me?
Well, I think he thought he had a better shot, and he did. And then reached out when he kind of realized David DeJesus was coming in from right field. So in the middle of 2 pretty good sized guys, DeJesus and Allen. So a long run trying to get to the ball, could not. And definitely a no play, rightfully so.
So 2-1 the count to Kendrick. Abreu will be next, and then Hunter. Harden has no walks and 1 strikeout in the game. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. He didn't allow to run. Last outing, remember, he struck out 10 in 5 innings, but gave up 4 runs.
And had to depart because of the pitch count after 5 innings, which for not to have as many strikeouts if you can minimize the pitches per inning.
So here's the payoff pitch to Kendrick, and it's low, and that's a leadoff walk. So that'll bring up Bobby Abreu, who is 3rd among active players in career walks, over 1,400.
Now batting, number 53.
But he's really had a good career. You look at his career numbers: 2,374 hits, 283 career home runs. He's always been a big doubles guy. Got 8 straight years of 20 or more stolen bases.
Well, he also his option for next year exercised because of plate appearances. Something that kicked in his option for next season.
So he will be back.
Been a great leader on the club, especially with the young players, and basically teaching them to be patient, knowing that you're going to get your pitch, but be ready to hit it when you get it. When you're as patient as Bobby Abreu has been throughout his career, that's something that young players can learn. To be aggressive but patient, to swing at your pitch. Now Ron Romanic's going to join Kurt Suzuki to visit with Rich Harden, who, pitching to Howie Kendrick, I guess one of the signs of a pitcher might be struggling is the high fastball. As you see the numbers for lowest percentage of swings, Bobby Abreu. That's impressive. Marco Scutaro right there.
Well, some guys you'd say swing the bat, but with him, he just does not swing at pitches out of the strike zone very often. And he's always been that way.
And C.J. Wilson wouldn't like him either. I mean, it's not lawyer ball. That's just plain knowing the strike zone, especially with the number of walks that he's amassed.
Abreu is 37 years old in his 15th year in the big leagues. And that one's driven to right center. Yeah, that's nothing but trouble. It one-hops the wall. Howie Kendrick being waved around third. And he's going to score. And Abreu has tied this game with an RBI double. So Harden walked Kendrick and then fell behind 2-0. And Abreu jumped all over it.
And the fewest number of swings, he only needed 1. A visit by Ron Romanic and Kurt Suzuki. The fastball right there for Bobby Abreu.
Number 48.
Classic swing, right center. It wasn't home run distance, but he knew it was enough to score Howie Kendrick from first base. High up off the wall, and that quickly bullpen action for the A's, and Bobby Abreu at second. So all the great defensive plays turned by the A's in the first 5, and they get a leadoff walk in this inning and a double to score him as De Los Santos loosens.
So that's RBI number 54 for Bobby Abreu. Torrey Hunter does not wait around. Takes a rip at the first pitch.
Well, it was a swing too that wasn't thinking about advancing Abreu to third base, which Torrey Hunter has been a power hitter throughout his career. He's got 20 this season, but a very good, fundamentally sound player. And that first swing, because it was a changeup, got out front, but he more likely will be thinking about hitting the ball to the right side.
That would have been the 1-2. Hit the ball to the right side. A fastball on the outside corner. chops slowly. Pennington, tough play, throws, and they got him at first. Abreu goes to third with 1 out. A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. Whether it's a steam train through the Redwood Forest or the beach train to Santa Cruz, Roaring Camp is the ride of a lifetime. RoaringCamp.com. So the infield has to come in. Abreu at third, 1 out. Trumbo the hitter. Trumbo, big RBI man, but he does strike out a lot.
And Rich Harden can get the strikeout that he needs desperately in this half inning. Let's go ahead and run at third. Plus, he knows his catcher can block the balls in the dirt, which we have seen today already.
Fastball there, right in on Trumbo, and the count is 1-1. So the Angels have tied it here in the top of the 6th. And the 1-1 pitch is right there. Well, you always wonder, a guy takes a pitch like that with a runner on third and 1 out.
But you have to wondering also if Rich Harden realizes this is his last inning and he's going to do his best to keep the runner at third. Pitch count's getting up a little bit.
That one's drilled left field. Willingham's going back, and it is gone.
Wow. You gotta be kidding me.
A line shot out of here. 2-run homer, 3-1 Angels.
Wow.
So Trumbo, number 27 on the year.
And we talked about the changeup that has gotten Rich Harden in trouble whenever the home runs have been hit, and you just threw the fastballs. And this is a changeup that stayed up, and it was gone before you could really blink. Just to the right above the 362, and it was gone.
So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
On Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Xfinity, home of the most live sports, and by Chevrolet. Go to ChevyBaseball.com to support youth baseball and help make a moment kids will never forget.
Tino De Los Santos comes in for Rich Harden, who throws 88 pitches. And all three of the runs here in the 6th inning to give the Angels the lead. 2-2 with a 4.20 ERA for De Los Santos. 40 strikeouts in 30 innings. So a walk, a double, a ground out, and a homer here in the 6th. Well, the Tigers hang on and win that game, Ray. 6-5 in 10 innings. They score 3 in the 9th to tie it, 1 in the 10th to win it. So to say that they're rolling into Oakland would be an understatement. Sweeney's got it. Kai Espo is retired for the 2nd out. So the Tigers have won 12 games in a row and a magic number of 3. And A's and Tigers will start a 4-game series.
Now batting, number 10, Vernon Wells.
So Cleveland plays tonight. Chicago quickly getting that X beside the name.
Yep.
So that's not good when you look at the standings and the stat sheet. You see all the X's. That means
He gone.
they got no chance.
Yep.
Eliminated.
So Vernon Wells 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out so far in the ball game. Just misses outside.
A great defense by the A's first 5 innings, and 1 run on the home run by Josh Willingham, and then all of a sudden 3 runs in the 6th for the Angels.
Wells pops it up. Sizemore fighting that sun, and he's under it. He's got it. Side retired. So De Los Santos comes in, gets the final 2 outs, but the Angels scored 3 times. Coors Light 6 inning. It's time for the Coors Light Freeze Can.
Center fielder, 15, Ryan.
Coors Light Freeze Can is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer. Well, Mark Trumbo, a 2-run homer. What a year the rookie is having. And Angels now with a 3-1 lead. So the A's trailing in the game. They grabbed the 1-0 lead in the 3rd, but now down 3-1. Sweeney, Allen, and Sogard. 92 pitches for Weaver. So you start thinking about how long Weaver will go. Sweeney with a fly ball to right and a walk. Weaver's walked 3 and struck out just 1. Flipped to left. Foul territory. Nobody's going to get it. Well, in the first inning, the A's left the bases loaded. In the second inning, the A's stranded a pair. In the third inning, the A's stranded a pair. Chopped toward Kendrick, who charges. Flips on the right side, or first out.
Major League Baseball proudly celebrates the life and legacy of Roberto Clemente. The Roberto Clemente Award, presented by Chevrolet, recognizes one player from each club who best represents the game of baseball through positive contributions on and off the field. Visit MLB.com to learn more and see the nominee, Josh Willingham, his wife Ginger. And, of course, what he and Ginger have done in the state of Alabama. It's been outstanding. The Josh Willingham Foundation, and Ryan Sweeney running to first base, and he's not made it back to the dugout. Well, horn out, and of course Ryan last year cut season short because of knee surgery.
Let's see what happened. Did it happen before he got to first, or maybe when he hit the bag at first?
Probably stretching out, running hard, and reaching out. Yeah, right there.
Huh.
And looks like the quad.
First baseman, number 31, Brandon Allen.
A very slow walk back to the dugout for Sweeney. So the A's are starting to get dinged up. First pitch to Brandon Allen is low. Allen, good swing there, fouls it back. So 1-1 the count, a single and a strikeout for Brandon Allen. In that Tigers White Sox game, Jose Valverde, he got the save, and it was his 44th, and I think he's 44 for 44 this year. He's really having a terrific season.
And he is antics when he not only finishes the game, but even during the pitches that he makes, and he finishes, falls off the mound. And
Callaspo was there, but he lost it in the sun right at the last minute. So Allen going to get another shot.
Well, you have to run as fast as Callaspo did to get to the ball. You don't have a chance to put your glove up or use the sunglasses, which he's not wearing. Or is he? He didn't. Well, it was a flip down and didn't have a chance to flip them down. And he's got the convention, the old style flip down, where they're, see, he said, I guess indicating they tried to put the glasses down. And all you have to do is hit the bill of the cap, and they're supposed to flip down. And it's called the flip up glasses. They are supposed to have the best UV protection, as well as being able to see with the tough sun. Most players wear kind of the wraparound sunglasses, but the Angels have a few guys.
Borges on the move. He's going to get there, and he's got it. So Brandon Allen flies out. He's 1 for 3.
See, Peter Borges lost the ball in Anaheim Sunday when playing the Yankees. Maybe he should be wearing some of the flip down.
Now batting, second baseman, number 36.
Steve Lucinich was talking about the glass in the flip down glasses, which just, you look up in the sun and you can find the ball and really do a great job of shading your eyes.
So here's Sogard with 2 outs. He lofts with the left center. This is playable for Wells. So a quick 3-up, 3-down inning, and we're headed to the 7th from the Coliseum. Angels 3 and the A's 1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ask Glenn and Ray question. John from Sacramento asked, still remember Jose Canseco, your thoughts of him as an impact player and crowd favorite? Ray, you were here. You were an announcer when Canseco was a star with the A's. What do you think?
Well, look at the old stadium, how before Mountain Davis was built, that was the bleachers. And 40-40, of course, accomplished in Milwaukee. And Tony La Russa managed, of course, at County Stadium. And Canseco, that was his 40th steal, and first to get to the 40-40 mark. Of course, remember him in 1985 when he had a home run left center field in his Major League debut in the month of September, and it came up in 86. Was the Rookie of the Year. American League Most Valuable Player in the 88 season, and was part of the 89 World Championship team. And I think the thing that upset him the most, or maybe the most embarrassing, in 92 was the on-deck circle and pulled out of the game, traded to Texas. But he was a power hitter, no doubt, along with Big Mac and Dave Parker, and they were here together. And great teams in the late 80s.
Rick Breslow comes in when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and small experts. Would you say, Ray, though, maybe he lost interest at times?
No doubt. And Jay Miller in center field for Ryan Sweeney. But I was just going to say he was a 5-tool player that turned into probably a 2-tool player.
Because he had plenty of time to continue being a 5-tool guy, right?
Tony La Russa, when Jose played right field, one of the best right fielders, his arms, his jumps on the balls, he did everything so well in right field. Tony La Russa would stand behind second base with the screen and hit balls to him before during batting practice, before every game.
Sogard gets over there and under it, and Borges is retired.
But I think sadly for Jose, he got to the point that he expected to hit home runs every time he went to the plate, and if he didn't, he felt embarrassed. I mean, he got to the point he wouldn't even run to first base on a ground ball. He had tremendous speed. He still had 40 bases. He had tremendous speed. But in just watching him, it got to the point that he wouldn't run. Well, I'm supposed to hit a home run, not hit a ground ball out, you know. But again, if you hit 40 home runs, which he did, you're going to the plate 600 times. A lot of times you're not going to hit the home run. You need to do the other things to help yourself with the club win. And I think a Hall of Fame career that really was wasted.
No question.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, to hit a ball into the 5th deck at Rogers Center or Skydome at the time, regularly, I mean, that isn't play in the playoffs, and said he didn't get it all. At the Grand Slam, the 88 World Series, off of the cameraman in left center at Dodger Stadium in the first game that the A's unfortunately lost for the Kirk Gibson home run.
Well, you never want to talk about a player and then at the end say, boy, how good he could have been. And you do that a little bit with Canseco.
There's no doubt. I mean, he was great. He was a superstar.
For a period of time.
But then his career just went on the decline very quickly, and I think it was just a matter of not working the way he had or did in the early part of his career. Saw him at 84 in Modesto in A-ball, and then saw him come up to the big leagues. And
he had to be a man among boys in Modesto, right? In the minor leagues.
Just height. The size came a little bit later.
Swing and a miss. Mathis strikes out.
A sneaky fastball by Craig Breslow, and boy, he threw a changeup last night for the final out that he recorded on a ground ball. I think it was Ibar who hit it. This one, a very good fastball to Jeff Mathis outside, and because of his assortment of pitches, Breslow blew that fastball by him. So working back-to-back games with Breslow, and as we have seen the time that he has been with the A's, he is very capable of working several games in succession.
Up and away to the leadoff man, Ibar. The A's gave Canseco a big contract. You wonder if that didn't have an effect on him as well.
Well, at the time when he signed a $25, $27 million contract, everybody said, wow, that's the benchmark. Nobody will make more than that. And that was a 5-year deal.
Yeah.
And obviously, guys flew by him. But at the time, in the late 80s, that was a very big contract. Not to say that it's not a big one right now, but guys would love to have it. But by comparison,
2-1 the count to Ibar. Shows bunt and pulls the bat back and takes a strike.
And I will say the one thing about Mark McGwire and Jose Canseco, they started something in spring training, and it continued the seasons in the late 80s, watching players take batting practice.
Yeah, that's true.
Fans used to come out. I saw opposing teams, opposing players on the road finish their batting practice, go into the clubhouse, and then find out that McGwire and Canseco were taking batting practice, and they would all come back out on the bench to watch them. And you talk about some tape measure shots in BP. There's a home run hitting contest every day on the road in batting practice and at home as well, but fans on the road got to see it because the gates open at that time for the visiting teams to take their BP.
Sogard has it. Breslow has a 3-up, 3-down inning. And 7th inning stretch time from the Coliseum. 3-1 Angels. Of the 7th inning, trailing the Angels 3-1. Weaver back out there. That was pitch number 105 for Weaver. So there is double barrel action out in the Angels bullpen.
Well, I'm sure Mike Butcher and Mike Scioscia will comment on the rotation for the Angels going into this weekend. And they're talking about Sunday in Baltimore, TBD, to be determined. So maybe that's still on hold depending on today's outcome. Because they could always announce it late prior to the game if they wanted to. But I think the bottom line, the Angels hope they're playing the Rangers for something those final 3 games.
You got to win this game today.
Exactly. And you know, to have your 3 best pitchers going in that series, ideally is what they want to try to do.
Kendrick reaches down and grabs the line drive. 1 out here in the 7th. Authentic fans know where to find the best deal in Bay Area baseball. Comcast Sportsnet California's Authentic Fan Fridays here at the Coliseum. $12 gets you a ticket in our value deck behind home plate, an authentic A's t-shirt, cheer card, and $6 food and drink voucher. The next and final Authentic Fan Friday is, of course, this Friday against the Detroit Tigers. Log on to csncalifornia.com to get your tickets. So that Friday, Fireworks Friday, so it's going to be a fun night at the ballpark.
Yeah, Kip, if the Angels do what we're talking about, and it's really kind of brilliant in the way they're saying not to wait till the final start to be on 3 days rest short. You plan it so it's a couple of weeks in advance.
It's a good call.
It's perfect. I mean, really, that's some great thinking by the Angels to do that if that's what they end up doing. Because you always get down towards the end. Well, let's bring a guy back on short rest. Well, he hasn't done it all season. But now, if this is the case, he would be on his normal turn. Excellent play by Cayespo in the foul territory, and it's nice to have a tall first baseman. Trumbo just reaches up, makes a catch.
You know, I saw too, Ray, like this Angels-Rangers thing where they're talking about maybe going down to the final 3 games. Boy, you want your best #1 pitcher going on that last game of the year. It's like, well, I may rather have him pitch maybe the first game of the series, because what if it doesn't matter on the last day?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they also have Dan Herron and Irvin Santana.
Yeah, they're in pretty good shape.
Right.
Yeah.
So they've got 3 guys to choose from, and it's just the way this series works out, and the series in Baltimore and Toronto. So if things hold true, then the A's will see Jared Weaver a week from Friday in the first game on their last road trip. First game of the 3-game weekend series against the Angels. And also factoring in that he pitches so well in Anaheim. His numbers are 7-1, 8-1, something like that in his home park. And 44,000 people, all in red, will be there supporting the Angels.
Yeah, that will be the final homestand for the Angels. 3 against the A's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Texas Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
They had those games right on Comcast Sportsnet California.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Between now and the Sunday in Anaheim, and then there's the 8-1 at home, and on the road, boy, look at the 181 earned run average at home. So all the more reason for him to have the 2 starts of the final 6 at home.
Well, he's going to have another 3-up, 3-down inning. So Weaver's rolling. He's retired 7 in a row. 8th inning coming up. 3-1 Angels. Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Cash Creek's Money Tree. Win $500 cash every hour from noon until 11 p.m. Visit cashcreek.com for details. Middle for for baseball, but right now the A's trailing 3-1. It's the top of the 8th inning. Jared Weaver handshakes in the dugout, so it looks like he may be finished for the afternoon, and he pitched very well. 7 solid innings. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. It's your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Andrew Kerrigan comes in. So it's been Harden, De Los Santos, Breslow, and now Kerrigan as he faces Kendrick Abreu and Hunter. Kendrick is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk and a run score. Kerrigan last pitched on Sunday in Texas. It's his 4th appearance in the big leagues.
Talk about great experience. Some of the young pitchers, players in general, getting a chance to play, especially meaningful games for the opposition and for themselves in this type of competition.
Pennington has it, and that's out number 1. Well, for Andrew Kerrigan, he started this season in Stockton. 9 games in Stockton, 11 games for AA Midland, 13 games for AAA Sacramento, and now
batting
his 4th game in the big leagues.
Bobby Abreu.
So Bobby Abreu hits with 1 out. Abreu with a single and a double. He had a big hit in the 6th inning. That double knocked home Kendrick and tied the game at 1. And then moments later, Trumbo hit the home run. So 2-0 to Abreu. Fastball just a bit inside, so now it's 3-1. Torii Hunter waits in the on-deck circle. And there's the walk. So that Tiger game today, Ray, Brad Penny was the starting pitcher. Brad Penny is their 5th starter. The point I'm making is you're going to see the top 4 starters for the Tigers: Scherzer, Pfister, Porcello, and Verlander. Now, Fister's pitched well for them, and with pretty good Tigers offense, or he didn't get any run support in Seattle. Well, he's getting to Detroit. So those are the matchups for the 4-game series starting tomorrow.
I like the 4 the A's are featuring. 4 good starters that the Tigers are going to be seeing. Started with Brandon McCarthy. But they are on a nice roll. The Tigers are. And see Jim Leyland out here probably about 1 o'clock on the bench, just soaking it all in, getting ready for tomorrow night's game.
So 0-1 to Torii Hunter, who's 1 for 3 and a base hit in the 4th inning. There's a strike. 0-2. Torii Hunter in this series is 3 for 10. A couple hits on Monday night, nothing last night, 1 today. Strike 3 called, and he knew it.
Friday, September the 16th, that's coming up. You hear it again. Great music, Star Wars music will accompany the post-game fireworks show presented by Kelly-Moore Paints. Get an A Star Wars t-shirt by purchasing a field level ticket online using the coupon code JEDI. Each ticket purchase will include an equal number of t-shirt vouchers for pickup at the game. $1 from every Jedi ticket sold will be donated to Stand Up to Cancer. For tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/Star Wars. Now, we've said enough about this. There should be packed house Friday night.
That's right.
First place Detroit Tigers in. Great pitching matchup. Star Wars music following the game. Fireworks. Friday night special above us.
I hope you're right.
I think it'll be jammed packed for the game. Anticipation going down on the field. Mentioned the final fireworks show of the season.
Quick 0-2 to Mark Trumbo. See the left-hander Scott Downs. Looks like he's going to get the 8th inning for the Angels. Trumbo, right field. That's trouble, and that is off the base of the wall. Bobby Abreu's digging for third. He'll stop there. The ball scoots past Sogard, the cutoff man, and it ends up being a long single for Trumbo.
Talking about some power there. Of course, good fastball from Kerrigan, mid-90s, and Trumbo 0-2 almost took it out to the right field following the home run at the left center. That ball out of the strike zone, almost like a hit and run. It just kept going. Bobby Abreu fast, but still could not score, and Trumbo could only get a single because David DeJesus played the carom perfectly, threw the ball back in, but it did scoot past Sogard. Still, Abreu was being held at third by Dino Ibel, where he was not able to score, and I think he knew it. As hard it was hit by Trumbo. Pretty good for a rookie with his power.
Well, just when you strike him out a couple times or get him out, then he belts a 2-run homer.
To wonder, in watching Trumbo and knowing that Kendrys Morales more likely to be back to play first base, I wonder if they'll be looking at another position. Maybe have him work the offseason maybe or spring training, and definitely will keep his bat in the lineup somewhere. Bobby Abreu with a very crowded outfield. Abreu's option picked up, and of course he could DH, but a lot of options for Mike Scioscia, but Trumbo will be in the lineup someplace.
Yeah, it's better to have too much than not enough. And you're right. You talk about Wells, Torrey Hunter. Well, they're not going anywhere. Borges, Trout. So there's your outfielders. Abreu, Trumbo, Morales, the whole deal.
These guys got to be thinking, just wait until Kendrys Morales comes back. They've essentially lost him for a year plus, year and a half.
Not a bad bat to plug back in. Runner goes, throw to second base is high, and it dribbles away from Sogard, and that's going to allow Abreu to score. So the A's defense has been terrific today, but that's a defensive mistake, and it's going to be an error on Sogard.
Well, Sogard tried to make the quick tag on a play that he was not going to throw or actually get Trumbo out anyway, but the ball came out of his glove as he caught it, reached back to make the tag, and maybe as the ball or his glove hit the ground, popped out, and Abreu able to score.
Down the left field line, and it drops foul. So it goes as a stolen base, and then the E4.
But that's with 2 strikes on Callaspo. You throw a strike, it's a moot point. Instead, the throw goes through for a player that you don't expect to run that much in Trumbo. And Bobby Abreu was not going anywhere with the throw going through to second base, except it left the glove of Sogard, and he scored anyway.
Yeah, and you're right. The fact that there were 2 outs, that's what really makes it hurt. Callaspo, 3-2 pitch again, foul back.
And how rare is it on the first and third the throw even goes through?
Another foul ball, so Callaspo hanging in there against Andrew Kerrigan. Trumbo, the runner at second. A run in for the Angels here in the top of the 8th. Sizemore knocks it down, scrambles after it, and he's not going to be able to make a throw. So Trumbo goes to third. Callaspo's aboard, and it's going to be an error. So just like that, the A's have 2 errors in the game.
With all the great defensive plays in the first 5 innings.
Now batting.
And the ball that Sizemore, best saying, not to throw once, not able to come up with the ball.
So the air total for the A's now is 120 this year. Wells, shallow center. It's going to be the shortstop Pennington who's out there. Side retired. Unearned run for the Angels. They lead 4-1 headed to the bottom of the 8th. Game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Willingham with a home run in the 3rd inning. It was his 26th of the year, and it gave the A's a 1-0 lead. It was 1-1, 6th inning when Mark Trumbo, a line shot just clearing the wall, his 27th of the year. That gave the Angels the 3-1 lead. They added an unearned run in the 8th, so it's now 4-1. 4-8-0 for the Angels, 1-6-2 for the Athletics. So Jared Weaver is out of the game, and it is now up to the bullpen of the Angels when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and Spawn experts. Scott Downs comes in.
As you mentioned last night, they got Downs as a free agent and to solidify the bullpen for the left side. And basically, he's a 2-pitch pitcher. He does not. Downs a fastball, curveball, and comes right at you.
Downs pitched an inning last night through just 7 pitches. He'll face Willingham, DeJesus, and Sizemore. Strike called, 2-1. One to center, but Borges gets back there shading his eyes, and he's right at the warning track, and he makes the catch.
Join the A's at the Coliseum Saturday, September the 17th for Firefighter Appreciation Day. Pre-game ceremonies include honoring local fire chiefs and heroes. For tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/firefighter. $5 from each ticket purchased through this special link will benefit the Lisa Ann Roosh Burn Foundation. Big weekend of baseball. Tigers in town, but a lot of great things going on starting Friday night. Of course, the series begins tomorrow night. 4-game series against the Tigers. Off day on Monday, 3 against the Rangers. And that's it for the home schedule.
Jesus has had a good afternoon. He walked in the first, singled in the third, singled in the fifth. Strike on the inside corner. DeJesus is 2 for 6 in the series. There's one other game going on in the American League. The Royals are beating the Minnesota Twins 7-2 in the 6th inning. That game in Kansas City. Boy, it's amazing, Ray. Just looking at the records, the Minnesota Twins tied with the Orioles for the 2nd worst record in the major leagues. It is amazing. Trumbo has it, steps on the bag. So 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Well, we got in-depth sports news for the Bay Area fan. It's Sportsnet Central, and it's brought to you by Hyundai. Tonight at 10:30, it's over on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet in the area. Highlights from this A's-Angels game, 49ers and Cowboys. Be a good game on Sunday. And the Raiders will play the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Damon Andrews and Scott Reese will host. So 2 outs here in the 8th as Scott Sizemore steps in. But for a team like the Twins, where you're so used to them being good, for them to not only have a bad year, but 2nd worst record in baseball, just doesn't even sound right. They're 59 and 88.
Well, unfortunately, I think what we saw at the beginning of the season, Joe Mauer, their catcher, coming off surgery in the offseason and really not playing as well as Ron Gardenhire and Twins had hoped, especially after signing the huge contract last summer that's going to keep him in his hometown Twins uniform probably forever. But and Justin Morneau not really recovered from the concussion the year before last season, and a lot of things happened. Thought they'd come back, they'd making a somewhat of a comeback, and
they had a good stretch, yeah.
Sustain it, which is not surprising.
Well, they have a few key free agents as well. Kadire, Kubel, Matt Capps, their good relief pitcher. There's a liner, nice play by Trumbo. And that'll do it for the A's. 3 up, 3 down. They have been retired 11 consecutive times. Top of the ninth inning with the Angels leading the Athletics 4-1 in the rubber game of this series. We have a new pitcher for the A's as Jerry Blevins comes out. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. So Blevins making his 24th appearance, facing Borges, Mathis, and Ibar. Just a little bit low, didn't miss by much. Borges is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th. This one's chopped. Pennington charges quickly to first, and a nice play by Cliff Pennington.
Pennington's had a tremendous day defensively, no doubt, and started the game with a hit in his first at bat, but this is a great play knowing the speed of Borges, catching the ball to the side and releasing it quickly. And knowing that dirty uniform, Cliff Clavin will have it sparkling white tomorrow. Look at that. That's mud. Get that early in the game.
Dries up a little bit.
Yeah. Plus, you know, I've been involved in this game from the beginning.
Want to know to Jeff Mathis, who has singled and struck out twice. In the bottom of the ninth, the A's will have Sweeney. Take that back. It will not be Sweeney. Miller, Allen, and Sogard, the 3 scheduled hitters. Jordan Walden throwing out in the Angels bullpen. Pitched last night. He's going to be ready to go this afternoon.
Well, the ideal situation for a closer, 3-run lead, which stands right now, depending on what's in this half inning.
Willingham comes in. He's got it. That's out number 2. A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by the Oakland Raiders. Catch all the great games, including the home opener on September 25th against the New York Jets. Season tickets are still available, so call 1-800-RAIDERS or log on to Raiders.com to get your tickets today. Lots of goodies in that store. Here's the leadoff man, Eric Ibar. Swing and a miss. Ibar is 0 for 4. Bunts it back to the screen. So make sure you join us tomorrow night right here back at the Coliseum. Game 1 of the series, the A's and the Tigers. McCarthy and Scherzer. A's pregame live at 6:30 and then the ball game at 7. And that hit Ibar, and he's going to get on base for the first time. So Blevins
just went to the back foot breaking ball, and they got the back foot.
Howie Kendrick.
So now Howie Kendrick will get an at bat.
Now let's see if Ibar runs. Take her 2 outs. Maybe try to get him in scoring position. I don't know the way Kendrick has swung the bat. He is a powerful young man who can drive the ball anyway.
Fastball up and away to Kendrick. Kendrick 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. 4 for 12 in the series. Of course, 2 home runs last night. He's having a good year. 18 home runs, 58 runs batted in. Outside corner. Kendrick doesn't agree with Lance Barksdale.
Especially if Kendrick wants to pull the ball, which he has a huge hole on the right side where it's a lot of his balls as they're playing him to right center, especially in center.
Bauer, decent lead at first. Kendrick, he thought about it, checks his swing. So the count's even at 2-2. Slider that stayed up just a little bit. Kendrick hits it hard but foul. Walden is standing out in the bullpen mound, so he's plenty loose and he's ready to go.
And wondering if he's going to come in if Kendrick does something. Right now it is a safe situation. I don't know that really matters for Mike Scioscia. Scott Downs pretty much a 1-inning pitcher. Since Walden is ready, he will come in more than likely regardless of the score.
2-2 pitch is bounced toward Pennington, who goes the short way side, retired. So we're headed to the ninth. It's 4-1. The Angels lead, so work to do for the A's. Well, the A's need 3 to tie, 4 to go home. They trail 4-1 to the Angels. Bottom of the 9th. So Miller will lead things off.
Leading off the bottom of the 9th inning for the
He's going to face the closer Walden when it's time for change. Stinks, speedy oil change and tune-up. Oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. So Jordan Walden comes in, looking for his 31st save of the year. So the first at bat for Miller, and he takes down and away. Scott Downs 1 inning of work after the 7 innings from Weaver. "11 consecutive hitters. Make that 10 consecutive hitters have been retired. And I got 16 out of the last 17.
Yep.
So A's cannot get anything going, and they're running out of time.
That was after Willingham's home run. Struck out Allen and then settled down, just gave up the 1 hit to DeJesus, and nobody else has even reached base. And this guy doesn't make it any easier to reach base and try to do something when you're down 3 runs in the 9th inning.
Well, that's a big reason. They are also team ERA best in the American League, tied with the Rays coming into today.
See the walks last year compared to this season. Wow.
So 2-2 the count. Miller got a good swing on the fastball that was at 97 miles an hour.
And Walden just firing fastballs. Of course, as hard as he throws, why not? Especially 2-2 with his 3-run lead. Don't want to take a chance of walking the leadoff hitter. He started 9th inning.
Hits it well to center field. Borges back, still going back. He's at the wall. He leaps and he caught it right in front of the wall. So Miller put a charge into it, but it ends up in the glove of Peter Borges.
Oh, that's fastball, great swing, wrong part of the park. Walden thought it was gone. He liked the sound, or did not like the sound. Jay Miller liked he was running hard just in case, and Peter Borges with his speed back to the wall, up against it, and not have the home run distance, but sounded great. Did not end as great.
So 1 out for Brandon Allen. Swing and a miss. Walden took a little off that time. Brandon Allen is 1 for 3. He had a base hit in the 2nd inning. He's also struck out and hit a fly ball to center field. That game tonight down in Arlington with the Indians and the Rangers. It'll be Huff, the left-hander, against Derek Holland. Holland 13-5 for Texas.
The Rangers 5 pitchers in double figures and wins. 5 starters.
More action for Borges, who goes back, now comes in, and he misplays it, and the ball falls. And Allen's going to be at second.
Well, I think the young man lost it initially and then maybe thought Vernon Wells was going to get to it with the ball slicing back. But I think the biggest thing, he did not move, took a questionable route after the ball. I think he lost it, and there you could see him looking at Vernon Wells, thinking Vernon was coming. And I think Vernon Wells, having been a center fielder, realizes that in this case, Peter Borges with his speed, you got 2 center fielders playing in left and right, with Borges in center. Figure they'd let him handle anything that comes close.
Weeks is going to hit for Sogard. So Allen's on second. He gets credited with a double. And Weeks steps in. A's need to get one more base runner to get the tying run to the plate. First pitch to Weeks is a strike at the knees. Weeks 1 for 9 in this series. Fastball, but just a shade off the plate. Pennington is in the on-deck circle. After Pennington, it would be Suzuki. Swing and a miss. The off-speed pitch from Walden. Outfield shallow and just steered toward left center a little bit. Swing and a miss. 95 with a little movement away from Weeks. So that's out number 2.
Time now for the Fremont Bank play of the game, and the game was tied 1-1. Mark Trumbo stepped up, and just that quickly, a 2-strike changeup did not do very much except leave the yard quickly. To the right of the Outtown scoreboard, just above the 362, and I think either way it was going to be above the line to be a home run, but it might have knocked the scoreboard down had it hit it. It was hit that hard. I mean, that was smoked.
The old high line drive.
Whoa, all right, gone.
So 1-0 to Cliff Pennington, who's 1 for 4. Good pitch there. Outside corner at the knees. Pennington lines one into the seats.
Nice catch.
Yeah, he had his glove. He stayed calm, no problem, and he made the play. So that gentleman,
that fan of country,
go home happy. One-two pitch. He is popped up, and that is headed right into the booth. 2 down from us, where the Angels announcers are doing their fine work. Victor Rojas and Mark Gubiza. So another 1-2 to Pennington. That one stays outside. That one at 97 miles an hour. Pennington hanging in there. The Angels will get on their plane after this game and have an off day tomorrow in Baltimore. They will start their 3-game series against the Orioles on Friday.
That's nice. The A's accommodating them with the day game today, so they don't arrive at 6 in the morning. Play the night game on the West Coast.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's how this ball game ends. So the A's had some chances early, just could not get anything going. The Angels with 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 8th, and they win the rubber game of the series by a final score of 4-1. So Jared Weaver gets his 17th win of the year. So the A's are good set for the Tigers, but they dropped this one this afternoon, 4-1.